You're listening to the RADCAST, a top 25 worldwide business podcast. If it's radical, we cover it. Here's your host, Ryan Alford.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the latest edition of the RADCAST. It's Friday, February 24th, 2023. Our weekly marketing and business news of the week.
Back again.
Here we are. Christina Yassi, what's up?
I am glad it's almost the weekend.
Yes.
Ready. It's been a long week.
Yeah, it's been a short, long week. A little sidebar, a little under the weather, and always throws you off. Like I don't get
your rhythm.
I don't get sick at all. It's like one day, but like just kind of throws your whole my days off, everything else. So feeling better today, so it's all good. Hey, the show must go on.
It must. Indeed, it must.
No rest
Here
for the
we
weary.
It's not the truth. So we're back. Here we are.
I know.
You could have used the Jameson cardboard cutout.
I think
that they're
I
launching.
told Ashley to put mine out, the cardboard cutout. Put me up at the corner over there.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan, sir, he's just not moving very much.
Right. He's AI. But yeah, we've got some fun options for St. Patrick's Day for everybody that wants to go get crunk. You can order a custom desk decoy from the Jameson Whiskey Company.
This is fun.
It's great. It's a fun ad spot too.
Good for social media.
Right.
And I mean, I kind of want to order one anyway. Like, how much are they?
I can find out.
Yeah, $100 probably. Who knows?
They're probably more. Dare I venture to guess?
I know. It'd be funny.
I think when fat heads were a really popular thing, there's even still a thing. Those were always
expensive. What would be
expensive.
funny is like we put ours, like our team kind of sits in this area behind us for the most part. Like if we put up,
they're $17.
That's it.
$17.80.
What
Desk
is it?
decoys are available for $17.80 with proceeds benefiting the Restaurant Workers Community Fund.
It'd be funny to put them like on each of our chairs, like behind us here. Like we put everybody's up and we did like a social video that was like on St. Patrick's Day. Like, look how hard we're working, like how it started and how
You say the word,
ended.
I'll get them ordered.
And then we're at the bar, like at Connolly's or something, like drinking libations.
Or no, it's the cutouts, and then we're at Social House.
Yes.
Borrowed interest.
Hey, there you go.
Not another bar. We're here.
Hey, now you're thinking. I'm gonna double your bonus and cut it in half.
There
just
you
for
go.
you.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Like a used car salesman.
for that idea.
Wow. Lucky
yes.
gal.
Yes, I do like this.
It's very fun.
Cardboard decoy.
We got some great RADCAST news too. Busy week.
It is a busy week. Hope everyone enjoyed Chip Leighton's episode. If you haven't, go check it out.
The Leighton Show.
The Leighton Show. He's a
great last
Insta
name.
famous talk. What's the equivalent of Insta famous for TikTok? Is there one? Talk famous doesn't quite roll off the tongue, does it?
TikToker.
TikTok famous.
TikTok famous.
We need something. We need like a moniker
TikTok
for that.
influencer.
Yeah.
We'll workshop it.
Talkfluencer. Yeah.
We'll
whatever.
workshop it.
Sometimes it might get south. Start guessing some names.
Leave it to me. It'll get there.
Yeah, in a hurry. Next week, we're doing another best of. We're aggregating some of our best in pop culture and music. Hey, the business, Backstage, the business of pop culture and music. Had a lot of great artists on the show.
Indeed.
A lot of pop culture influencers. And look, everybody's got a side hustle between their side hustles and their day-to-day. It's a lot of good insights for how the world works and the power of pop culture in driving trends and other things. So excited for that episode, and got several being recorded over the next couple of weeks. We've got some really good value add. I'm really excited about a guest today. Not a celebrity, but a really strong influencer on Instagram who's got a lot of really tactical insights that I think are going to bring a lot of value for how to grow your business on social media. I think there's a lot of confusion out there with, okay, I'm posting content, but how can I generate leads and actual business from what I'm doing on social media?
Yeah.
So she's a rock star. Excited about that. We'll announce further details next week, but good action coming from actionable items coming from today's recording. So that'll be coming out soon.
You gotta love practical application.
Yes.
Make it make sense.
I know.
You know?
That's what we do. And
Exciting news for us.
I know. I'm excited to give some love to our official new sponsor, the official meat delivery sponsor of the RADCAST. Not,
It's a niche market.
Yes. Good Ranchers.
We finally got one.
Good Ranchers. GoodRanchers.com. Look, it's interesting. So I met this company and Ben, who's one of the founders, and I kind of connected on Instagram. And he's like, let me send you some meat, man. That's he just started it out, just organic. He's like, hey, you see, they see me, but I post a lot of content about like grilling and stuff like that. So he saw a natural fit there, I imagine. And we both have families and kids. He's a family-run business. I have a family-run business. Like a lot of similarities there. But he's like, let me send you meat. I'm like, okay. I'm like, who wouldn't? I have a good following. I understand the point there. He's like, hey, this guy talks about our meat to be good. Cool. Well, I get the meat. Comes vacuum sealed, really nice packaging. I'm like, okay. So you can throw it in the freezer, lay out a couple steaks, threw the rest in the freezer. They've been vacuum sealed, froze once. None of that BS that you hear about vacuum frozen. It's still delicious. Let me just tell you. And look, I'm just going to say this. I have gotten gifts over the years. Mm-hmm. I've ordered meat online. I mean, I don't buy a lot of things for myself. There's not a lot of things that I'm into, like hobbies and stuff. But meat and grilling is one of them. That's why we had Cosmo Q on a while ago. But let me tell you, this was the best delivered meat steaks that I'd ever had. Like I will order. I'll treat myself to like Wagyu and some high end stuff every now and then. This tasted every bit as good as like prime meat that you get at a nice butcher shop locally.
High praise.
Better. And literally, I'm excited that they're now an official sponsor of the podcast. And, one thing is it's been really enlightening as we talk to those guys. Like,
yeah, they were great.
85% of the meat, the grain-fed meat that's served or packaged at your local grocer is from outside of the U.S. So you don't know where the meat you're getting is coming from.
You don't know what you put in your body.
Good Ranchers, 100% raised, fed, everything in the U.S. This is a U.S.-based business. You know exactly what you're getting, and it's some of the best tasting meat that I've ever had at this price point, period. Even twice this price point. And it delivers straight to your house. You don't have to go out. You plan it. You get stuff in your freezer. You can pull it out when you need it. You thaw it out. And it is better than anything you get in the grocery store. I'll tell you that right now. And so pumped that they're sponsoring the RADCAST. You get $30 off with your first order when you use RADCAST as the code. So you go to goodranchers.com, put in RADCAST, you'll get $30 off your first offer. And look, if you're listening now, limited time, you're going to get bacon for a year. Bacon with any subscription.
That's a big deal.
I don't know about you, but...
Sold. Say less. I'm there.
Bacon lover extraordinaire.
Sign me up.
Yes. Baconator right there. Every burger becomes a Baconator. Maybe a trademark on that one. But,
there you go.
We can use it here. But for real, Good Ranchers, goodranchers.com. Get meat delivered. They've got pork chops, seafood,
chicken,
and the best steaks you can get delivered to your house, all made in the U.S., packaged in the U.S., and farm raised in the U.S. with some of the best ranchers across Texas and in the U.S. Good people, family-owned business. Ben and Corley are awesome. Had calls with them. Just really great
people.
Great people. We like to do business with good people. You'll know you're doing good business with great people. And let me tell you, RADCAST approved, Ryan Alford approved, and I'm a little bit of a snob with my steaks. So you're hearing it.
High praise indeed.
High praise. Steakhouse quality delivered right to your door. Good Ranchers, goodranchers.com. Official meat delivery sponsor of the RADCAST and of Ryan Alford. So go check them out.
You can have your steak and then celebrate today, which is World Bartender Day.
Yes.
Tip your bartenders.
Tip your bartenders. If I could be something that if I could just nothing else mattered, I think I can't make enough money being a bartender, but if nothing mattered, I think it'd be fun to be a bartender.
Oh man, they make tons of money.
I know, and if I didn't have a family, there's a lot of ifs in this statement, but it's true.
Universe 74 Ryan is a bartender.
Kids, and I didn't have a wife that cared what time I got home. I just think bartending's cool. Like I did it in college, like a little bit. I waited tables at a nice restaurant, would occasionally bartend. That was a good time, I mean, everybody who doesn't like, everybody's getting drinks. They're having fun. Like everybody's in a good mood for the most part.
Especially like,
or they're drowning your sorrows and you're helping them.
Are you a regular anywhere? Like, do you know any bartenders?
I used to be.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, I'm a regular at the ballpark now.
I understood. Fair.
That bartender.
Fair.
But
I love being known. I love walking in and people are like, "Oh, you want the French 75?" And I'm like, "How did you know?"
How did you know?
Because I'm an alcoholic.
Yes. Maybe you are.
I'll give little Starbucks gift cards to my bartenders.
Yes.
Shout out to Todd at Urban Red.
There you go. Give them a shout out.
Yeah.
So, hey, tip your bartenders today and always, but if no other day, then definitely today, Friday the 24th. It's on the Friday too. So tip them good extra and have a few extra.
Why not? And then you can
Tomorrow,
treat your hangover.
Saturday. Yeah, with a little clam chowder.
National Clam Chowder Day.
This is going to either age me or not, but when I think of clam chowder, I think of a few different things. But first thing that comes to mind, Ace Ventura, he goes, the secret passcode, is that the red or the white? It's like, what's the secret passcode? Clam chowder. Is that the red or the white? I don't know. I always forget that. Anyway, quote from Ace Ventura. All my Jim Carrey Ace Ventura fans will get that.
Shout out.
And if not, then just go watch it and,
Do you like clam chowder?
Not really.
I only I've had it. My dad's from Boston, so when we go up there, that's like the only time I'll eat it.
Like it, but
I've never had quite a hankering for it. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah. I don't
I wouldn't celebrate a day of it is really what I'm getting.
Yes. I would put it in the neutral. I don't it's not one of those I like, absolutely not. But I probably ordered it like twice ever.
It's kind of a neutral food, just very unoffensive.
Yeah.
Unless you have a shellfish allergy, then it would kill you.
I will always take the lobster bisque over the clam chowder.
Understood.
I'll just say that.
Understood.
But
fair enough. That day's coming up, I'm sure.
Yeah. So Saturday's clam chowder day, and Monday is Natural Retro Day.
Yeah.
So retro.
Wear my bell bottoms.
Yeah. It's just anything that's old is new again. I mean,
probably.
It's sort of.
Yeah. You can celebrate.
Funny.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you. No, you're not old.
This model never gets
classic.
old. It's a classic.
It's time for me to get out my old boombox, right?
There you go. Yeah.
The
Hold
boombox.
Your boombox in one hand.
Mm-hmm.
Love to see it.
Oh, retro. I mean, like tie-dye, It's funny how everything is coming full circle
Everything
with
comes
taste.
back.
So it's like, I don't know what's necessarily retro again. Like, I never would have thought brass would come back into style.
Sure.
And now everything in houses and all the chores is gold
Obsessed
or brass or whatever. I'm like,
next is going to be shag carpet. Just
should
you
just
wait.
come to my house I grew up in on Ivanhoe Circle over on the Chetsu community was the name of my neighborhood.
What a fun name.
Ivanhoe Circle off of Rosemary Lane. And the 80s brass decor in this house would be totally in style. Super trendy.
All comes back.
Shag carpet and lots of
oh man, low-rise jeans are coming back. Love that for everybody. So fun. We got some social media news too.
Yes,
this is an interesting one.
Very interesting.
Meta verified, so Meta verified won't let you change your name or username or profile photo for now. This is in regards to their newly launched subscription plan, which is only available in New Zealand and Australia. But it's just again, subscription plan. That's a big deal. And kind of trying to streamline what you can change, what you can control to keep that verification, from being taken advantage of.
Yeah, I mean, the big news here is Meta's following Meta/Facebook/Instagram is following Twitter's move, Elon Musk, who gets crapped on all the time, but suddenly a lot of copycats to a business model. The basically you pay to get verified now. On Meta, soon to be in, I guess, all countries, starting in New Zealand, and which makes sense. You can't change your username, once you get verified. I do remember, I did get verified. I didn't have to pay for it. Let's make that be known. Number one, but number two, when I did, I do think they set the limitation that you couldn't. I remember getting it, and it's like you can't change. They didn't want you changing your username. I think I could change the photo, but you could change, which makes somewhat sense. I mean, if you're gonna, like if I'm going to come back to what it's really about, but if it's about not being able to fake your person or someone to spoof who you are or to steal your name, image, and likeness,
right,
then it makes sense that once you get verified that there's some amount of stay.
It feels like, branding again. You know, like you're branding that photo and
yes,
that's part of the association.
But to be clear, this is a low hanging opportunity for revenue.
Right.
I mean, I think Twitter's generated several hundreds, if not tens of thousands of millions of dollars from their program already. Right. I think extended out over a year or two. I don't think like immediately like day one they made $100 million, but
sure,
they've made lots of millions. Let's just say that. And
multi-millions.
With ad revenue down, multi-millions. Think billions. Hey, Howie
Call
P.
back.
Howie P.
Call back.
That's your trademark. But in all seriousness, ad revenue's down.
Yeah.
So they're looking for how can they increase revenues, and this is a way to do it. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's kind of annoying a little bit, but it makes a lot of sense as a way to generate revenue. So don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as a wise man once told me. But I think, we'll see how it plays out. I want to see the revenue numbers because I do think it'll be a lot of money. I mean, because there's more users on Facebook and Instagram than there are on Twitter. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's 500 million people are on Facebook alone.
Which is ridiculous to think about.
Like if 1% of that does this, I'm going to probably do the rough math. It's going to be hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue.
Insane.
So ding, ding, ding. That's why they're doing it.
Yeah.
And it lessens the value of the blue check in a way, as far as a credibility thing. So that will be interesting.
Yeah.
I can't say as a non-famous influencer, that doesn't thrill me.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, I'm going to continue to put out content and do things that will separate me more than a check would.
Yeah.
So I think you got to do that because there is a lot of people that are verified that it might be questionable they're verified and they don't really put out any value on social. So it's just kind of like, what's the point of this other than a quasi marker, but
sure.
But if you do it, you're not gonna be able to change your username and photo. So
you're committing
you
to
better
something.
like your hair day.
Committing to something, right? It's almost like an ID.
Yes.
And then we've got, speaking of, where ad revenue and revenue on social media is going down, Instagram sunsets live shopping as commerce retreat continues. We talked about this a little bit a couple weeks ago, but the date of this removal is March 16th. So you got less than a month, folks, to keep shopping within Instagram.
Yeah. So live shopping specifically.
Right.
It's hard to know. Like,
if
I
this
feel
will
like
last.
every other day there's one article will say live shopping is going to be bigger. And then every other day it seems like something's falling off.
Right.
So I think we've talked a little bit about this. I think you're going to see people still go live on platforms and talk about their products and influence purchase decisions.
Right.
But some of the mechanics within
You're not
the
gonna
apps
have like tagged options
directly.
And like, click to shop, press to shop, tap to shop, whatever the verb is there.
Yeah, exactly.
So it'll be interesting to see how long this lasts and what replaces it. If it's a subscription service, we'll see.
We'll see.
This next one is fun. YouTube Music's latest feature lets users create custom radio stations. I would get behind this. This might be the only thing that I would leave Apple Music for. YouTube Music has introduced a new radio experience that allows users to create their own custom stations. This feature gives users the option to pick up to 30 artists and choose how frequently they appear, as well as apply filters such as new discoveries or chill songs.
I love anything that allows you to discover new music.
Yeah.
So this makes a lot of sense to me. I do not personally use YouTube Music. but I would love it if Apple had something similar. I know you can share playlists and do things like that. I'm sure someone's going to DM me and remind me of that, but save it because I know that you can share a playlist. But I do think there's a lot of value in discoverability because there's so many artists now and there's so much music out there. Like I'm reminded of this, like somebody will share a song and I'm like, that sounds like something I totally would have been listening to. And they'll be like, yeah, it's been out for like 6 years.
Right.
And I'm like,
right.
how did I
and you're like, how did I miss this?
Never heard of this before.
Totally.
And so I like this a lot. I think it's great for sharing. It creates a social aspect within YouTube, which I think is lacking a bit with YouTube is specifically.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. I know there's comments and things like that, but there doesn't seem to be like that interactivity within YouTube that there is with most social media networks.
Right. But I think that coupled with the fact that, in my opinion, YouTube has one of the strongest algorithms for picking what you like. This just seems like they're hitting out of the park. All of this.
I think it could be really interesting to have sponsored stations, and or if you're a music artist, you need to figure out ways with which to get on more of these playlists and more of the stations.
Right.
Because think about now, artists get paid for every stream, and they get plays on like radio, like traditional radio, terrestrial radio happens with deals with the networks and the record labels and things like that. And so this is just another way for you to get distributed and potentially another channel. I mean, I don't know if it's just going to be like individual users, but I would think if you're a brand that has any kind of sonic like branding that goes with it or things like that, then you need to have like your own station and have like how you can lean into it from a brand standpoint. Like
for sure.
What's the Subway radio station for YouTube music? You know, like what is that?
Yeah. Right.
I don't know. What's the, Social House? We're going to have like some,
there you go.
Get
some 80s rock nights coming up.
Exactly. So fun feature. Makes a lot of sense.
We're back at Twitter with this next one, which is very interesting, but Twitter will send a notification when a tweet you replied to or retweeted gets a community note. Twitter has introduced a new community note feature that allows users to withdraw their retweets if the tweet contains false information. The program was first launched in 2021 under the name Birdwatch and later renamed by Elon Musk as Community Notes. So
who's policing this? Like, it's so
it doesn't feel like with what Elon Musk said he was doing. This doesn't feel like. This feels like exactly what he was trying to keep from happening. At least that's what it sounds like in my mind. Yeah,
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't know who's. I think there always should be guardrails for anything, right?
Right.
And like,
always check your sources. But where's the source from?
Yeah, exactly. But you still have to, and they've already come down to this. Like, they've had the Twitter executives like getting grilled, like who was determining what was, real or not real,
right?
And then stuff that turned out to be true that they censored should not have been censored.
Yeah.
So I it's fine to have the guardrails. I think this is one of those, let's wait and see how it gets used in practice,
Totally.
I do like the change to community notes versus Birdwatch.
Agreed. I completely agree.
Like number one, being someone that doesn't really like birds. And even if it relates to Twitter or tweeting, I think we could feed Marvelous
just feels
Mr.
a
Marshall.
little bit hokey.
Cats like birds. This Marvelous Mr. Marshall eat birds.
He really just likes like his cat treats. I think he's kind of a pothead actually because he only likes catnip flavored treats.
Oh, okay.
Only thing.
He likes. Speaking of, have you been treating him some vacay?
No, he does. Like if I open the container and he's around it, he'll definitely sniff it. But no, I have not.
They're not third party.
Cat tested.
But they are third party lab.
But we'll get high together. I'll get his little he's got his catnip and I'm on my Delta 8 gummy.
The classy high of the catnip.
Yep, there we go. Then we just veg out. Watch Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yes, official CBD sponsor of the RADCAST. Vacay. Takeavacay.com. That's VAYCAY. The best in CBD products, Delta 8 and disposables and sleep aids.
Yep.
Took one of those the other night. I tell you what, I swear I get at least 45 minutes to an hour longer every time.
It's just so much more relaxing.
It is. It relaxes me. I stay asleep longer.
You don't wake up groggy. That was the biggest thing for me because melatonin the next morning I always feel like I didn't get any sleep, even if I did.
That's right. And that's why we support them here. Chris Hansen, the founder, has been in the lab business a long time. He knows his stuff, and he's put the best quality ingredients in all of Vacay's products. You can trust that you know the amounts. They've got different varying levels of strengths that they're clear on, and so you don't have to wonder if you're going to get a bad experience or something like that. And it's an alternative to drinking or other ways to relax.
Yep.
They're a little better for you, and you know what you're getting. So go visit takeavacay.com, give them some love, order some stuff. It's a great thing just to have around for the right moment.
Yep.
You know, it's like you don't know, like when you relax or you need a little bit of a sleep aid. I don't think it's not meant to go every day. It's not like, you know, it's meant is as needed.
As needed, right.
Yes. So give them some love, takeavacay.com.
We've got some AI news to talk about. I feel like this is going to be the next section.
I feel like we need a
right, some kind of sound.
Yes.
Microsoft brings the new AI-powered Bing to mobile and Skype and gives it a voice. So Microsoft has announced the launch of its AI-enabled Bing on desktop mobile app. It also features an integration with Skype that allows users to bring Bing into text conversations to add additional information.
This is really fascinating. Again, I've kind of spoofed a little bit the fact that I've abandoned Bing and Microsoft as far as search browsers, but their integration and their quick integration for some of the AI stuff is really interesting. And I've been playing around. I mean, the technology is fascinating and it's very powerful. And I do recommend if you're in a business or if you're in content or you're writing blogs, again, it's not going to do all the work for you, but it does shortcut a lot of the research. I think it is a way to aid both, you know, writing or shortcutting knowledge in a quicker, faster way. Then you could search for it or piece it together. And so I think it's fascinating. It's a little scary. It's eerie, but I think that it's like, I don't think it's scary so much as it's unknown. Yeah.
You know, I mean, the internet was scary at first. And now you just gave us your childhood address. You know what I mean? Like when my parents finally let me get an email address, they said, it's fine, but you can't use any personal information. And now my mom is an influencer on Facebook. And, you know, I don't even know how many people have seen my parents' house. So again, if you're smart, you're smart. Don't do stupid things with it.
Yes. And my part would just be like, and we talked about a little bit pre-episode, like the guy having the conversation.
Yeah, in the New York Times article.
Like telling it should bypass
if it could bypass its code. But again, it's a machine that knows human pattern. It's not a machine that is a human. So again, don't let yourself get spooked.
Nah, I don't get spooked.
It's all going to be dated anyway.
Exactly. But I do think it's a way for businesses now to speed up content development.
100%.
So that's how you should be using it, at least for now. And there's going to be more and more applications as we come out. Yeah. That will be coming out. And I think I would just stay informed on it. You know, there's a lot of information on it. I think the more informed you are with anything, the better. Yeah. And I'd at least be trying it. I've got you have to have an account now with like OpenAI, and I do. It's like, you have to log in, and which actually allows the servers not to be, because I think enough people were, refused to give your email address or whatever. I'm like, I'll give my, my burner email address. Right.
The old one I used to use for coupons.
Ryan burner account at gmail.com.
Right, at Yahoo.
No, I really don't have a burner account, but I do have a personal one. That's one I used. This is fun. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to bring up an old campaign eventually, but what's 7-Up doing?
7-Up's international rebrand seeks to uplift consumers. The rebrand includes a new look and tagline, "New Get Up, Same 7-Up." It represents the first brand overhaul in more than 7 years.
So I really like this campaign.
It's very smart.
But I really like their campaign. I don't know if it was, I'm starting to age myself, 10, 12 years ago.
Sure.
7-Up yours.
Oh yeah, I remember this. We've talked about this.
I thought that was brilliant. I don't feel like they leaned into it quite enough.
Yeah.
But make 7-Up yours is the full statement, but 7-Up yours.
Right. It's provocative and funny.
Funny. It felt like they kind of abandoned it too quickly, but this is fun too. No Get Up, Same 7-Up. It's cool. And look, 7-Up is like one of the first soda brands I remember when I used to make, when I was a mixologist at my church basketball games. Like literally, it was always
7-Up's underrated.
It was the first ingredient in my mocktail. When you do we call it, this is so inappropriate, but it used to be called a suicide drink. I don't, which is so inappropriate.
That's right.
But that's what it was called, a
right.
suicide.
Oh
and
my
like,
God.
Look, everybody relax.
Right.
It's going, oh my God, I can't believe he said that.
Right.
Like, I get it.
We've
and
learned.
no one's
We know.
taking that lightly, but that's what they called it. And that's what I'm going to remind people of when I was in my church basketball games, hitting 7-Up, cheer wine, Pepsi, Diet Pepsi, and then Mr. Pibb at the end.
And you'd accidentally get the lemonade
but
and ruin the whole
7-Up
thing.
was always like the first,
The base.
The first base.
It was your base.
The first base.
But this is great. This is 7-Up trying to keep up with Coca-Cola, who is obviously a marketing and branding giant in the soft drink industry. It's great. It's fun.
Yes.
Keep it up, 7-Up.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it has always taken a second fiddle to Sprite, in a way.
Yeah.
In everyone's hearts and minds, other than mine.
The OG over here.
Orange Crush, 7-Up, like
do love
the
some Orange
OGs,
Crush.
Cheer
Yes.
Wine. I mean, how cool was cheer wine when you were a kid? Because it was not wine, but
Right.
it said wine.
And it's like so cherry flavored. It's so good.
Yes. It's like a cherry
Cheer wine, chocolate ice
Pepper.
cream. Best float you'll ever have.
cheer wine.
And
What?
chocolate ice cream.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Is that
You're
better
welcome.
than like amaretto, or is it kind of like similar?
I mean,
Amaretto kind of
is it-
cherry.
Is it better? I'd say it's comparable. A little more family friendly. You and Nicole can have the amaretto, and then the boys can have the cheer wine and cherry chocolate.
Yes. But hey, if nothing else, let's 7-Up yours could still be like, part of the campaign, I guess.
Could be.
Maybe not as inclusive, up yours. Oh no. Cancel culture. Anyway, 7-Up. Good
You
for
get
you.
up. There you go. Last article, we're back on the AI train. Patrón Tequila serves AI-generated cocktails for National Margarita Day, which was this past week.
Yes.
The Patrón Dream Margarita Generator. Consumers can list their dream destinations, favorite ingredients, and garnish with a chance to receive a custom margarita image.
Nice.
Fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's funny how all the cocktails are coming out here.
Yes.
And drinks. When was the first time you saw like Patrón? Do you remember what was your first experience like hearing about Patrón?
When I bought a bottle of it off of a friend of mine in a parking lot when I was 18.
It was like the coolest thing ever.
It was like, he
Patrón.
was like, I have it. And me and my friends are all going to take a shot from it. And then we'll give you the rest of the bottle. And I was like, cool, $20, great. But I didn't know anything. I mean, I was very, again, homeschooled. So I just knew it was tequila.
Yes. Nick, did you have a first time experience? Was Patrón like you remember it, or is it always like, whoa, expensive tequila?
Oh, we had it around. It was pretty good. I enjoyed taking shots of it.
It's definitely.
Didn't have any first time experiences like Christina though.
Oh yeah, very few people do. Yeah, I know. I definitely got a little bit drunk in my parents' house with them in the room beneath me. So
Well, I mean, National Margarita Day was this past Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you can always make up for it, today.
yeah,
and
it's
have
really
fun.
more of a lifestyle,
Yeah, it's Bartender
Margaritas.
Day.
Exactly.
So
you go.
you
Kick it off.
Can go back
Two birds.
to it. So this is a fun way to use
Yeah.
AI. And you
Stay trendy too.
Exactly. And there's it reminds me that it was going around on Instagram, like the AI generated like photos. I did this like where you put like 10 photos of yourself and it makes like cartoons of them and stuff. So probably something similar. But I just remember Patrón like when there was this time where like going to like at Mexican restaurants and things like that was like really booming.
Yeah.
Like this is probably 15 years ago.
Sure.
And I just remember like Patrón was always the top shelf.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tequila top shelf. It's a good name. And the bottle was cool
Yeah.
and like all that stuff. So
Yeah, the bottle is super cool. The
It's
cork,
pretty.
too.
It's
Yeah.
pretty.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always like, even though I don't know that I like Patrón as a tequila, but I don't know if my tastes are discerning enough. Yeah, I know the difference between like terrible, like $10, like, tequila
Yes.
and that. But once it gets to like maybe the $30 and up level, I don't know
Sure.
if my
Sure.
tequila tastes are discerning enough from
That's
like,
I don't drink tequila a lot at all, but I always take a shot before I do stand up. It's like my tick.
yes.
And I can tell you the difference between like a cheap, shitty handle
Yeah,
and
I'm sure.
Patrón.
Especially with a shot.
If
where
they
it's got
have
nothing
Patrón,
mixed in.
I'll take the Patrón.
Casamigos, I
Casamigos
do
good
like.
too. I can do Casamigos.
And I don't know if I like it just because, like, was it Brad Pitt and, or not Brad Pitt,
George
but
Clooney.
George Clooney makes it or whatever. But you know.
But it's better than Lunazol, which is what I have a lot.
Oh, yeah. But there you go. There
Take
you
a shot
have it.
on us, everybody.
Take a shot. Tip your bartenders. Tell them the RADCAST told you so.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, the day of. If not, you got to wait till next year.
Mark your calendars.
Exactly.
Important day.
Any final words?
Drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly. Go check out Good Ranchers, the official sponsor of the RADCAST, our newest sponsor. Telling you, meat delivered to your house. It'll change your life. For Christina Yassi, Nick Weaver, I'm Ryan Alford. We'll see you next time on the RADCAST.
To listen or watch full episodes, visit us on the web at theradcast.com or follow us on social media at our Instagram account, the.rad.cast, or at Ryan Alford. Stay radical.